This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. We're in luck. Looks like Andy McCoy came back a week later to ramble incoherently for 90 minutes, talking shit about bands no one cares about anymore. Oh, also, totally unrelated, our IP Livecast starts now.
Wow. Throwing that shade.
That seems like a shot. I don't know. I'm just going to say.
Come on, Shannon. Whose team are you on?
She's a lot like Chuck was.
These robotic announcers, you can't get, they don't give anything, you know? There's no give. There's only take.
That's a good way to say it.
Anyway, I can't believe it's August already. Time is flying by. It's August 6th. RIP Livecast 682 is on the air. Thank you for hanging out with us. We're live Saturdays, usually at noon-ish Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can watch us on Twitch or on YouTube and archived after, and of course, wherever you hear podcasts.
I used to really hate August when I was a kid because, you know, like when the summer comes, so when it's June and you have this whole stretched out summer in front of you, and then August, you know, it's still beautiful weather, you're still not in school, but it just starts to creep in your mind that you're going to have to go back to doing responsibility stuff soon.
100%.
Yeah, and I feel like the older we got, like in college, school started in August, which was like, what the fuck?
Yep, I'm back in school now. It starts August 25th.
Oof. There's places in the country where, like, elementary school, junior high school, whatever, are starting this month, like earlier, like early August.
What are they doing to these? Do they get out earlier? Because my college classes end in like mid-May, so that's better than June.
I think maybe, yeah. But even still, it's just weird it's August and you're already back in school. Like early August.
Yeah, you want to be outside. First of all, half of these fucking schools in New York don't have air conditioning at all.
Oof.
So they're
Still,
it's like a prison cells.
Oh my god!
I think at least like for public schools in New York, it's still early September for first day of school, thankfully. But other parts of the country, man, they start early.
Man, I remember one time I went to summer school, like not for punishment reasons, but I wanted to I had one class left and I didn't want to have to do another whole semester. So I just did it, and they didn't have air conditioning.
Oof.
And I was fucking sweating my balls off. Like it was like a 3-week thing. And it was at Washington Irving. You know, that's right next to Irving Plaza. It's gigantic.
Oh, okay.
School. Oh my god, I was sweating
my balls off to the city. Jeez.
Yes. Yeah, it was the only one offering like what I needed to take. So
when I did summer school, it was at Sheepshead High School. And I remember specifically first of all, like the doors weren't just open, like the kids would show up and congregate in the schoolyard for like a half hour before they finally decided to let everyone in. And I remember I had like the shittiest cassette Walkman. It was like Kobe, Coby brand. Do you remember that? It was like
that's like the 99-cent store brand.
And I distinctly remember. So I'm standing there waiting to go in. I'm listening to like Dookie by Green Day or whatever on my shitty Kobe Walkman. And this kid comes up to me looking to rob me. He wanted to steal my Walkman. And then he saw what brand it was. And he said, you know what? No, thanks. I'm good.
No, Kobe was slick. You know what Kobe used to do? They took the Sony font and they put Kobe in the Sony font.
It was like the
That's
knockoff.
pretty close.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I did a year of summer school right before my senior year because it was like, okay, if I take these 2 classes for like 6 weeks or whatever, I'll have an extra free period my entire senior year. And the same thing, I went to Midwood, no air conditioning. And I remember vividly, it was like one of the hottest summers on record. Like every day, it was like, the middle of, noon to 3. And like the windows are huge and it's 95 degrees. The teacher would start stopping the lesson at some points and giving us like 20 minutes to nap because it was so exhausting. I remember. And it was like a relief because it was like really so hard because it was so hot and you're just stuck in this musky room with the windows open, hoping for any sort of breeze. So yeah, gave us some nap time
I
as
wouldn't think
teenagers.
I wouldn't think napping would help. Like I'd just be hot trying to sleep.
I feel like it did.
I would
was
pass
more
out
like a break.
popsicles or something.
Yeah, well, he'd have to pay for those. He's not,
Summer school teacher salary, not.
I gotta say, it was. I mean, it was like it was a total breeze. Otherwise, in this class, and it would have been much hard. It was government and economics. Who needs that in real life? Am I right, guys? Which I feel like economics probably should have spent a little more time teaching that to kids in high school.
Like real economics,
like real economics,
bullshit
like
college economics.
Yeah, like how to file your taxes, how to like start up a savings plan, and actually
how to manage money in general.
Yeah.
You think if you were in high school and they were teaching you that, you'd be paying attention, Rob, about how to pay taxes?
Absolutely.
There's no way I would have paid attention in that class.
Yeah. Well, I put it this way. I feel like I probably would have been a fuck off like I was in every other class, but I think some of the stuff I learned in other classes have got in there somehow.
Fair.
I might have absorbed something better than zero. I would.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
In junior high school, I had a home economics class, which is of course cooking.
Yes.
I don't know why that's called home economics, and not just like a cooking class. But like I still, approaching 40 years old, use techniques that I learned in that
like
home
what?
economics class.
The frothing? Is that where you picked up your frothing panache?
Well, I was going to say the one thing that immediately comes to mind is how to scramble an egg, like with the fork, how to like sift it properly. Because you want to be, and actually it did come in handy with frothing. It's a very similar technique.
Actually,
you laugh.
It's funny that you bring up home economics because that is an interesting story. It used to be they'd send the boys to economics and they'd send the girls to home economics.
And is that why?
That's where the name comes from. So like the girls would not only learn how to cook, but they learn how to manage the man's funds. And the women generally
make a grocery list and like budget for the week and wow.
And then as that became more of an outdated concept, they just removed all the offensive stuff and just now it's a cooking class. But they kept the name home economics for whatever reason.
Do they still call it that? I wonder. They probably do, right? I haven't heard anything else.
Come to think about it, I do remember there was a day in that class where our job was to make a grocery shopping list for the week, and like the game was like you can only go to the store once this week, so you have to make a list of everything you need for the week, and then they would like criticize but I mean, hey, it's like when else would you be doing this? So
here's why you're a fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because that was half the year, and then the other half of the year was shop, which is just like woodworking.
Oh man, I told this story. I'm not gonna go tell the whole story again, but I told on this show about Mr. Ray. Do you remember my mechanical drawing class? The guy used to. We had this mechanical drawing class in high school, and it was like the class it had to fulfill something on your thing before you needed to graduate. So all of these like metalhead, stoner, Slayer fan kids were in this class. They're all seniors. I took it as a sophomore or something. And it was the Dazed and Confused set. It was just basically all these kids. But the teacher, he said in the beginning of the class, Mr. Ray, he must have been like a mid-50s, right? Very no nonsense, a tough blue collar guy, right? He says, "I got a radio in this class. It's a courtesy. I'm gonna tell you in the beginning of the year, the radio goes on. It goes on to my station. Anybody touches it once, it goes off for the entire semester." And what did he put on? He put on the WLTW, Light FM. So it was all soft rock the entire year. It was all like sailing takes me away to.
So did everybody like race to touch the radio right away so it'd be off for the rest of the year?
The exact opposite. And by the end of the year, all of these stoner metalheads were singing Christopher Cross.
Oh no.
Word for word. It was it was the best. It was the best thing. They all knew all the words to like James Ingram songs. It was fucking fantastic. The best social experiment I've ever been a part of.
I do that is one thing about high school that I do love. You're just like all these sort of like social cliques are kind of forced into these situations where they have to be together, and you end up being friends with people, like types of people that you normally would not.
That's the good version of high school. The bad version of high school
Certainly.
is all the different cliques fucking torture each other and make
Yeah.
everyone miserable. But I'm glad.
Yeah, well, it depends on the person, I guess, because I mean,
Rob went
certain...
to a very specific hippy dippy, everybody loves everybody high school. And
I mean, I got bullied in high
that.
school too. No, I mean, there was good. I had both of those experiences.
Yeah,
but
I only
still,
had the one.
It depends on the person. Sometimes you kind of have go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was gonna say sometimes you have this preconceived notion of somebody, and then you're sitting next to them in a class, and they end up being like the nicest person ever, and it just so happens to be that their friends are all dicks.
I was a dick. I think that but I don't know. It's like weird. It depended who I was hanging out with. I feel like I had I was bullied, and I was also the bully. Like I feel like I was not a very well formed emotional person, and I feel like in certain social circles, like I was taking a lot of shit from people for one reason or another. I was overweight. I was like athletic and overweight somehow at the same time. I was like on all the involved in all the sports activities and on sports teams, but then I was also kind of a social outcast too. And then so I feel like I took it out on kids that were beneath me on the food chain sometimes, which I really regret. Like looking back, sometimes I want to go on Facebook and hey, I yelled at you once. I'm very sorry if I caused you any trauma. Like I feel like a real shithead for that. But I wasn't like beating people up or like fucking with people in that way. But I feel like when others were shitting on people, I might join in.
100% same for me.
Yeah. But I think that's it's like a survival technique, just because you have to, and in a way it's kind of like lashing out because I think that all of us had a similar experience where you had people that were shitty to you and talked down to you, and then you had people that you talked down to. And maybe not all people, maybe there were some people that were emotionally well adjusted enough to not have that. But I certainly wasn't in high school. I do think about that as well. But I'm more at peace with it than you do. I don't feel like the idea of messaging to apologize. I think that's more for yourself than the other person. Like the other person is not sitting there thinking about the one time Darren was a dick to them.
But I don't do it.
Yeah. No.
But I do think.
I just make peace with it without having to reach out. Like you don't need to reach out to them to make peace with it.
I say what you said most of the time, but then the other part of my brain thinks, well, I'm still thinking about it, and so to some degree, it crosses my mind once in a while. I'm not up nights thinking about my high school experiences, but it does occur to me. So why would other people are different than me? You know what I mean?
I would counter that by saying you're not thinking about the times you were bullied. You're thinking about the times you were the bully, right?
No, I think of all this shit.
But I'm saying when you think about the times you were bullied, let's say, are you still affected by it? Are you still do you still have a visceral reaction to it?
I don't know how to answer that. I don't hate myself, and I don't still feel insecure, and I kind of laugh it off, but I think part of me is a little bit scarred by it. Yeah, I would say, but not enough that I'm not a well-adjusted adult human being, but it does bother me a little. I've come to peace with it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I would say, sir, it's certainly fair to say there's a scar there, but well, for me personally, I've made peace with most of it. I would say. Because also it's so long ago now for us because we're so old.
Oh my God.
What were you going to say, Sid?
For me, when I think about times where I was bullied, the only thing I really look back on is well, was it clever? If they were clever in their bullying, then it's fine. If they were making fun of hack stuff, then shame on them. They should have been better. But if it was funny what they did, then I'm cool with it. And then when I think about people that I shit talked, it's 5% of the thought is, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then 95% is, I wonder if that kid still has dandruff that looks like cornflakes.
Well,
or if he found a proper shampoo regimen.
Oh my God.
Rob, you should find the guy with the 42-foot long baloney tits that you had met in your camp.
Oh man, I wish I remembered his name.
Baloney tits.
Didn't you say you found him on social media?
His name was Baloney
No.
Tits.
I don't think so. No. When we were
Let's
talking
fire
about
it up
the
now. Let's look him up.
I don't remember.
Rob.
I don't remember his name, and it's not like we went to school together. We were just in camp. There's no like
Oh,
classmates.com for camp.
Yeah.
That was what was so wild about this day camp is I feel like, it was such a way to meet people from Brooklyn that, weren't in your school district. Cause I met this guy one summer and then I never saw him again, well, obviously he's never coming back to that camp. He was bullied the whole fucking summer.
I'm sure it was the same whatever camp he went to afterwards.
Yeah, I know it was brutal. I'm sure it was very brutal. To be clear, I don't know. I was his friend. I did not bully him. I did not. I was friends with him.
But didn't you come up with the name Baloney Tits? Oh, that was me. Never mind. I'm bullying him now retroactively.
Wow, Darren, that was A+ gaslighting because I was like, wait, did I come up with that?
I mean, yeah, you did come up with Baloney Tits.
The sad thing is that it turns out that actually Rob was that kid. He's just
I was
differently to
I'm sorry, Rob.
No,
I make amends to you right now.
You know what's so funny? Like I always thought I was fat as a kid. Like in my head, my self-image as a kid was I was chunky, not fat. I wouldn't say fat. Like I could stand to lose a few pounds.
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous is pushing.
You're a voluptuous boy.
Relax. But no, I feel like I was like looking back, I was fine, bordering on skinny at some point.
Well, I knew you as a 17, 18-year-old kid, and you were rail thin.
Right. So yeah, I assumed I was chubby back then. Yeah, which is like I wish I was that weight now, I was like about 70 pounds thinner. Dusty Rose Muffler in the chat asks, would Rob fuck baloney tits? The answer is no.
Titty fuck.
No. Oh, titty would Rob titty fuck? No, because they weren't good titties. If I'm going to titty fuck, I want them to be nice titties.
Have you titty fucked like a man with pecs, like a nice?
Oh, certainly.
Is that a thing? I don't say certainly. I'm alien to the gay community. I want to know how this works.
I have rubbed my penis on every.
But rubbing it on is not the same as like can you wrap pecs around your cock?
You absolutely can. Yeah, especially if it's like a muscular guy.
I thought you were gonna say a muscular cock.
well, that as well.
Does that make it harder if it's a really big cock to get it through the little pec tunnel? I would think too small wouldn't work and too big wouldn't work. You need a nice 6 to 8.
You just make it work.
Too big,
you
not
make
too
it
small,
work.
just the size of a booty ball. It's the rule. How did we get here?
I don't know how we got here. Oh,
day camp and school.
Yeah.
Teddy fucking baloney tits. That's how we got here.
Right.
My mother used to bully me by sending me to these day camps, and I hated every single second.
I love them. I love them.
Oh,
I love them, even though I was kind of like, it was a half and half. I was less bullied in camp than I was in school. And it was just like fun. It was just hanging out and playing games, socializing.
Not for me. First of all, here's the first part. First of all, the first thing is I had to go my mother sent me to day camp in the same fucking school that I went to for elementary school.
No, that's bullshit.
But most of the people weren't, like, the campers weren't the people that went to that school for whatever reason, except like a couple, like me and a couple of other poor schmucks that had to go to this camp. But the bad part was, first of all, we had to sit in the hot ass school with no air conditioning and do arts and farts and all this kind of stuff. Then they take us to a swimming pool at Madison High School, which was fucking disgusting. And I threw us in the deep end and made us take all these tests. Like, you had to do this slate of tests and you had to try it, even if you like were scared of water and all that stuff. I was okay with swimming. Like, I know how to swim, but I wasn't ready to like dive off the diving board. And they were just like, you got to dive now. Just fucking dive. So that was traumatic. And then they took us to the dirty ass Brighton Beach in this hot ass, disgusting school bus. And then they would just go in the water and there'd be fucking seaweed and jellyfish everywhere.
Crabs biting
and when you got out of
relax.
When you got out of the water, you couldn't
Don't slander the ocean.
You couldn't fucking no. I'm pro ocean, Rob. It's that disgusting fucking beach.
Little Robert Pasbani was in there pissing all the time.
Yeah,
Brighton Beach is one of the cleanest beaches that
Rob,
I've been.
This is
in America.
No.
1980.
It was like syringes and shit.
Oh, that's fair.
1983. Okay. We're talking about.
Yeah,
not
fair,
2020.
I shouldn't take it so personally.
And also, but
you're not insulting me when you're insulting the beach.
This is the absolute worst part of the day camp.
Wait, so they didn't let you change? Like, I don't understand that. Like,
hold on, worse than that.
Oh.
No, so we would finish. We'd have, you get out of the ocean. You got a trunks full of sand water and fucking salt water, and they go, "All right, time to get in the bus. Let's go, motherfuckers. Get in the bus." They just round you up, and you got to sit in the bus with a fucking clumpy ass bathing trunks. And then you would change back at the school if you wanted to change.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
So, a whole hot ass 97-degree bus ride with soggy ass trunks.
Well, it allows your trunks to dry because it's so hot.
Why are you fucking defending this day camp, Rob? Jeez. Yeah, I used to
provide an alternate perspective. This sounds like a shitty day camp.
It was terrible. It was the least.
I mean, it sounds like school light.
And all the counselors were like 21-year-old fucking Brooklyn douchebag bros and shitheads, and like real nasty too.
My summer camp was the YMHA.
The Jewish one. Oh, sorry. The Jewish YMCA, if nobody knows. Yeah. Young Men's Hebrew Association.
Oh.
Yeah. But really, it's just, it's ultimately just a community center. It had a gym, a locker room, a pool, and game rooms. So
I would have rather done that. Go in one place.
Oh,
no trips, nothing.
And it's across the street from the beach. So you don't have to get on a fucking bus. And I guess when you change, you just go back and go right to the locker room and change. So I guess it wasn't really an issue for me.
Would have been a dream come true.
It was a lovely experience, and all the counselor, like to counter your shitty 20-year-old douchebags, like all of ours were like 17, 18-year-old like girls, like really nice girls that were like very friendly and like bubbly, and so it was great. It was nice.
Were they like Brooklyn Jewish girls? They
were like the Russia girls from the neighborhood. They were like older girls from the neighborhood, and then like those like older guys that are like in their 40s, but they're like cool.
Like me and Darren.
Like, yeah. well, it'd be like so it would be like the guy running the basketball league that they run. He would also be like a camp counselor.
And were these 40-year-old men trying to fuck all the 17-year-old female counselors?
Or the kids?
You know what? I was so naive. My initial response is like, oh no, but I'm so naive. Who knows what the fuck was going on?
Yeah.
But everyone was it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I feel like a very positive experience for me, because ultimately it wasn't school. And one thing I'm thinking about is like, we've definitely told some of these stories before. And I like, as somebody like, for us, it's like, we don't remember talking about this before, but we certainly have some listeners, certainly like some of our top Livecast fans. Like, I'm just imagining Eric listening and be like, oh, you said this before. Like, no, that's not what happened. Like, this is what happened. This is what you said the first time. Like, oh, weird. Your story's changing up here. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm
like,
very conscious of that.
I feel like something I think about all the time is like, let's say one of us committed some sort of, felonious crime, and there needed to be like a character witness. All they would have to do is talk to like Eric, like one of these people that has listened to the show all the way through, like multiple times.
Just make one of the paralegals listen through all our old episodes. That's all.
I mean, this feels like a little less work, but
I'm very conscious of that. Like, maybe I'll slip up on a detail. But you tried doing a fucking show for 14 years.
Yeah,
you're gonna remember some things wrong. Believe me.
Yeah. Sid, where did you go to summer camp?
I went to multiple summer camps and I hated all of them. One of them was in Manhattan Beach, which is next door to Brighton Beach. Mm-hmm. And that one was the least. Speaking of stories we've told before, I think I told the story, and there's a few of them from this camp where I can't remember if the horrible thing happened to me or it happened to a kid that I was friends with and I laughed when it happened. Mm-hmm. But that's how, like, I remember a kid, like when we were all changing to go to the pool, and the kid was naked because he was about to put on his swim trunks, and he was shoved out of the changing room into where like everybody else was just standing and waiting to go into the pool. I don't think it was me, but I can't say for 100% that it wasn't me.
Oh man.
And then there was the same camp. Some kid got smacked in the face with a tennis racket real hard. And I also don't think it was me, but I can't say for certain that it wasn't me that got the tennis racket to the face.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The other thing was after that camp, I went to a different camp with my supposed best friend at the time. But the second we got to camp, he buddied up with a different group of kids and they all picked on me the whole fucking time. And he acted like he didn't know me.
I hate that shit.
It was awful.
Well, can you blame him?
No.
Oh, I had this one thing. I like you said, like not remembering whether it was you or not, but there was one kid. I think it was me. I smacked this dumb fuck in the face with a tennis racket, and then he was naked, and I just shoved him out the door.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it was funny. Good times.
The other thing, so I had this random ass thought the other day about like there's this. Do you remember hermit crabs?
Yeah.
Do you know what a hermit crab is, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Darren does. So like I had this thought that like back in elementary school, junior high school, I feel like this was a very common topic of discussion, like either on beach trips or like science class or whatever. Hermit crabs are a fairly common thing in my world. Mm-hmm. And then for like the last 25, 30 years, I have not thought about hermit crabs at all. And that's just weird to me that like, why were they such a big deal in elementary school? And then now they're not a thing at all. What happened? Why have we forgotten the hermit crab?
Maybe it's just you that has forgotten it because you do not leave the house. Like you would not. Where would you come in contact with a hermit crab or one who speaks about it?
But you go to the beach, Rob. Do you see the hermit crabs a lot? Do you consider hermit crabs anymore?
Hermits do not typically run into hermit crabs.
I have not seen a hermit crab in a while, I would say. But I actually did see a crab this morning.
In the shower?
A blue crab. No. In the ocean. A guy pulled one out of the ocean because it was a low tide.
Is that what they're calling? Is that what you're calling your crotch nowadays?
Hey now, it's treatable.
Can you eat a hermit crab?
I don't.
Is there meat? Is there hermit crab meat?
Yeah.
Aren't they like the pigeons of sea animals? They're like dirty to eat,
right? They're dirty.
Yeah, they're not like crabs that you sell in restaurants. I thought.
Depends on the restaurant.
Right, exactly. They're not. That's a better way to put it. They're not like considered good to eat, but I'm sure someone does though.
You can eat a hermit crab, but it's not recommended because there's not a lot of meat and the meat is not high quality. But you can in a pinch.
So if you're ever,
I'm sure it's edible.
If you're stranded on a beach, Sid, just start scoping out the hermit crabs.
Guess.
I'm trying to now picture Sid as a survivalist, like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Just picture a corpse, a sunburned corpse.
But okay, we all know you'd end up a corpse. But would you put any resist? Like, would you try for a week and then give up?
Sure, but I would just have no idea what to do, and after a while, it'd be a wrap.
But you've seen movies where these guys have to hunt, little birds and shit. Like, you wouldn't just try it?
I would try it, and I would fail. I would try to kill a boar in the forest, and the boar would kill me.
You would spend the remaining time on your phone, like looking up Lost or whatever, instead of calling 911
for service.
I need 8 seconds of the first season of Lost right now.
Yeah, it would not work
out. T-Tam in the chat said that I've listened to every episode. I could at least narrow down a time frame for a story. So good to know. And he adds that his elementary school made him take hermit crabs home. He says, I look at them every time I go to buy cat food, and I think maybe I should buy some as pets. So there you go, Sid. Maybe you need to go to a pet store to find some.
And they just have hermit crabs on display at these pet stores that you could take home. That seems suspicious.
When was the last time you were at a pet store, Sid?
We use Chewy.com. We don't go to pet stores. We get that shit delivered.
So yeah, last week we talked about Andy McCoy, bless his heart, the guitarist of Hanoi Rocks, and I did give the band a listen. I felt I owe them that much after he provided me with so much entertainment with his interview. I wanted to know a little more, and it basically sounds like, you know, if Social Distortion was in a glam metal band, which not a bad thing. It's fun. But so we're using my YouTube to watch this stuff. And I feel like ever since we did the videos last week, YouTube is showing me every Andy McCoy interview. And he's now doing like a press tour, I guess, because he released a solo album or something like that. And would you believe it? There are other ones where he's kind of tanked.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So for the most part, it's like they're pretty basic. But then in this most recent one, he goes off on Vince Neil again. And I want to go back about a minute before he gets on Vince Neil, because I feel like there's there's not much context here, but it's funny. So let me just cue it up. And the good news is that I think this is a different hat, but you guys let me know.
Oh, no. Well, we did find out last week that he makes his own hats and jewelry.
Right.
That's one of his side hustles.
Here's the fun part about the jewelry. They all spell out things he says in his videos, and they're all like 83 characters long, and no one can read them.
And covered in saliva.
He licks every jewelry personally.
I think that's a new hat.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's being interviewed by Indie Power TV, who don't even show their face.
He looks like a guy. He looks like a guy that made pornos that's getting sued and has to give a deposition in court or something.
All those actresses were totally fine with me groping them off camera. They're just changing the story now. They're looking to make a quick buck.
I got all the papers right here. They signed waivers.
What they did to Ron Jeremy is a tragedy.
National hero and my mentor.
We're from Stockholm. And I ended up here because of tax.
So here we go.
I realized who he looks like. He looks like the alternate universe male aggro heterosexual John Waters. What do you think of him?
That mustache? Yeah, that mustache.
Yeah, absolutely. Oof. So he says he talks about how him and Razzle are Swedish. They're originally from Sweden, but moved to Finland for tax reasons. If you remember last time on his shit talking, he says, "I'm from the inner city."
Yeah.
So maybe part. Yeah, the rough part of Sweden.
Reasons, you know,
turn up a little bit.
Bureaucracy. This is what Stockholm used to be like. I can smoke weed on the streets. Nobody gives a darn.
He misses the old Stockholm.
Does.
Did he just say nobody gives a darn?
He did indeed.
All the other shit
Let me go back.
Saying, and he censors that.
Well, he doesn't want to insult God. He's a man of God.
Oh, give a shit. Oh.
Because of tax reasons, you know, bureaucracy. This is what Stockholm used to be like. I can smoke weed on the streets. Nobody gives a darn. Everybody does. But in Stockholm, you're in the nick of time.
What?
I don't know.
Wow.
He looks like Sleazy P. Martini a little bit too.
Yes. He definitely looks like the chin is a prosthetic. It looks like a Jay Leno comic, like a Jay Leno parody chin.
Because we have these medical companies who campaign against cannabis. We have the booze distilleries pushing their shit. Think about how much alcohol costs society a year. All the drink and driving accidents, all the wife beatings, all that crap.
Wait a minute.
If anything should be outlawed, it should be hard spirits.
There you go.
Is he trying to lead us to believe that he doesn't drink booze? He's anti-booze?
I think they're talking about marijuana, and he's pro marijuana and saying, well, if we're going to outlaw anything, it shouldn't be weed. It should be the hard spirits because they're more dangerous. As who would know better than him? I mean, look at him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't want them taking away his happy juice.
Yeah, no question. You look at the destruction of people's lives, destruction of their families, their relationships.
I've never seen people who take herb fight ever. Let's put it this way. Snoop Doggy said it so well.
Snoop Doggy.
Snoop Doggy.
To be a judge with him at this cannabis cup in Amsterdam, but I had to go on tour somewhere. And he said it so well. What was it? Put a bunch of friends, give them a bottle of hard booze each. Everyone would be fine. Put a room full of enemies, give them each a spliff, good spliff. It'll be the best of bodies at the end of the night. And I think that sums it up.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
God.
Do I need to say more about that?
Does he need to say more? Yes, he does.
It's a peaceful herb, grown from the.
He needs to say more, but we're not going to understand any of it anyway.
Well,
So
in original biblical writing, it says cannibal, but when it was translated, they changed it into
Believe it or not, this eventually leads to him shit talking Nikki Sixx. He'll get there.
maize, which is corn. But hell, we didn't have corn in Europe till 1600s. Because it's an American plant. So it's way off the wall. So if you're into the Holy Scriptures, get your facts straight. Don't believe everything you read. It's like that Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
I read it. To me, it was the best Walt Disney novel ever. Nothing more, nothing less. I can't give it any value because there's no truth in it.
Wow.
And I always stood up for reality as opposed to my so-called buddy Nikki Sixx, who's full of lies.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I thought they had signed a contract saying they never tour again.
Oh, hell. What is it? Their 50-second comeback tour?
Yeah.
It's pathetic. And they don't have anything to give.
Razzle can't come back. He
What
don't
is
even
it?
get the fucking one comeback tour. Piece of shit.
Pathetic. And they don't have anything to give.
Yeah, I hear a lot of backing tracks. It sounds like karaoke. There's a lot of
Listen to this guy egging him on, too.
tracks.
Yeah, I gotta say credit to this interviewer because he's really like nudging him in the right direction.
This is very Howard Stern-ish in
Yeah.
the interview tactic. I like it.
Hey, Robin. That guy killed Razzle, didn't he? Hey, ooh. What a jerk. What a
Oh, Fred.
Don't play that card. Oh, that's over the line. Oh.
tapes nowadays.
Oh, come on now, Fred. That's terrible. Hey, Robin, go kick Fred in the nuts for me, will you?
Hey, sorry, Howard. Sorry.
Oh, they sunk that low. Motherfucking idiot.
Yes!
I mean, if you're in a band, you don't need no backing fucking tapes. I never used any. I didn't even use any fucking head fucking cams.
He's drooling again. Did you see that?
Oh, I missed it.
He drooled again. Just watch
Any
his chin when
fucking
he's.
head fucking cams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He did the suck it back in routine.
Oh,
I
this is so
believe the
sad.
band, it can't pull it off. It's not a band. It's not worth seeing. It's a rip-off. Anyone can go up there with backing tapes.
Sir, that's your opinion. Many
So
others
is he on
have-
I
heroin?
do everything live.
What?
What
I
you
don't know.
see
Why
is
would you
what
say
you
that?
get. Up there
think he's
ain't
on
no
booze.
fucking tape. Well, except the intro tape. But that's before we play.
I don't know, man. I don't see too many drunk
Sure.
people
I
like
mean, we
drooling
want it
all over.
raw,
Like
we
he's
want it
got
real,
that nod
Take
going.
and all. I mean,
I gotta ask
Oh
a question.
no! He took the
Oh,
hat
geez.
off. Oh no!
I thought all that hair was attached to the hat. I would have bet serious money.
There's just
Wow.
a bird died on his head, and he put the hat on. He didn't realize.
What a still.
He honestly looks like slightly 1% more normal without the hat on, I think. It just looks like an old weirdo.
Yeah.
But like with the hat, he just looks like an alien or a Gwar character.
It's all bad.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely still bad.
Yeah.
Don't misconstrue me. I'm saying the hat is making it worse, is what I'm saying. As opposed to some other cases
Yeah.
where the hat might marginally hide something or help. This is making it worse.
Oh,
it's in the stone. Sometimes the bad notes are as good as the good notes. You know, they're real.
I know exactly, and I couldn't agree more. You know what you're talking about, boy.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Is he's
Now,
fucking
now
with
when
the
you
interview
play,
guy
when
now?
you play live now,
I don't think so.
Mr.
Who will be
Den
in your
Maroni, you
backing?
asked me excellent question about the wrestle.
band, who's going to be playing with you these days?
Corbin Baba will be
In
playing
the
with us.
U.S., I'm only bringing one of my bandmates, the American musicians, the drummer from a band I really dug.
Okay.
called
Oh, man.
Drama-Rama.
oh,
Did he say Bananarama?
Some other
Drama-Rama.
users,
Oh, okay.
yeah. You
I thought
see
maybe
something
Bananarama was
about
going to play with them. I go see that.
Yeah.
And I'd
I
leave
tell
when
you,
Hanoi Rocks.
bloody good musicians.
Hanoi Rocks, am
'Cause
I
I
right?
don't play with amateurs.
Well,
You know, we
again,
were,
we're on the
he's
eve
asleep
of the
now.
release.
We were talking about Hanoi Rocks before the show, and Rob sent a video of them covering Creedence Clearwater Revival Up Around the Bend, and I was like, that's a prescient song because Razzle didn't see the Vince Neil coming up around the bend before
he didn't see that lamppost.
the song was warning him to tuck and roll out of the car before the bend. Up around the bend was his doom coming.
I wonder if that played in his head as he was crashing. It's like, oh,
Oh my god.
We're coming up around the bend. Get out! Get out! Fucking John Fogerty yelling at him.
Fred, come on, Fred.
Oh, don't play that card, Fred. That's wrong. Oh, ooh. Oh, Fred.
So is Andy asleep at this point?
Let's
It's
see.
just a hat.
Jukebox junkie, long time coming. Enjoy all these incredible covers from the one and only Andy McCoy, and we appreciate the good folks over at Cleopatra Records for getting behind you and getting this out, getting you over here to
Yes.
play.
Yes, we. And I want to thank
Cleopatra keeping the 80s in work. They're the same ones distributing Danzig's movies.
Of course.
Oh.
Can he be in one of Danzig's movies?
I mean, he could be a vampire for sure. I mean, something wrong with that face.
Put some googly eyes on his nipples. He could be another. He'd be like the dad of the girl from the last movie.
They're running. She inherited the. It wasn't like some demonic possession. She just has a deformity. Okay, genetic deformity.
Yeah, you can do like the prequel.
Our family always been cursed with the titty eyeball nipples. For 1,000 years, we have the eyeball nipple. You will hide this family shame from everybody. And then he finds out she's been showing her eyeball nipples to like Danzig as his vampire crew.
She's been exploited.
How dare you show the eyeball nipple to the world? You bring our family shame. You get out.
No Baloney Anzalone says he's already a cowboy vampire.
I mean, sort of.
Is that name related to Baloney Tits from earlier in the show?
Maybe just a happy coincidence. Maybe that is that guy.
Oh,
Sir, did you have Baloney Tits as a child? Is that you?
he's protesting our use of that name. No baloney. Don't say Baloney Tits.
Makes sense. Let's listen to just a little bit more. But I think that was it.
But wait for the next single. It's way more mainstream. Strange things might happen.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing it. The legendary.
The girl in the video is my youngest daughter.
Oh no!
Layla and Natasha. And all these rumors are going around that I'm hanging out with some teenage girl. What the fuck is my daughter?
Yeah, she's not the one I'm hanging out with. There's plenty of others, but not her.
She's no fun. She tells me to put the needle down. I never hang out with her. There's a wet blanket.
Neg, neg, neg.
Just like her mother, whichever one that was.
Always saying, don't do the fucking heroin. Don't do the fucking meth. Don't do the crack and the cocaine. Fuck my daughter. Wait, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Oh
Your
my
offspring.
God.
And of course,
Fuck
we can't
the
wait to see it. The
offspring.
legendary Whiskey A Go Go and all the dates.
What's so legendary about the whiskey or
Well,
fucking sweat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not the place; it's who's played there.
Did you hear what
I
he
mean,
said?
Led Zeppelin and AC.
He said the whiskey a sweat go. That was his burn on the whiskey.
Oh, I thought he
go.
said. I thought he said it was a sweat lodge. Did I miss?
No, I said the whiskey a sweat go. That's his burn.
Love it.
Let's hear that.
Strange things might happen.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing it. The legendary.
The girl in the video is my youngest daughter.
Ah.
Oh, I went too far.
Layla and Natasha.
Hold on.
Teenage
Wait.
girl. What the fuck?
He doesn't even know what his daughter's name is? Is that he says
I
it's
thought
my
he said
youngest
Layla.
daughter, Layla or Natasha. What?
I think he says Layla and Natasha.
Things
Okay.
might happen.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing it. The legendary.
The girl in the video is my youngest daughter. Layla and Natasha.
And Natasha.
And all these rumors are going around that I'm hanging out with some teenage girl. What the fuck is my daughter?
Well, that's true too, but not her.
Of course, you support your offspring. And of course, we can't wait to see it. The legendary Whiskey A Go Go and all the dates.
What's so legendary about the whiskey or
Well,
fucking sweat?
Yeah, but it's not the place; it's who's played
He's
there.
like in his mind
Led
right now.
Zepp-
He's like, man, that was a great fucking burn. I really got
They're
the
done.
whiskey.
They're
Whiskey.
done.
They are done. They're never coming back from whiskey a sweat go. Got him.
Zeppelin and AC/DC
The
and
place is where
Iggy
more
and the
people-
Stooges. New York Dolls was the Ramones. Everybody played at the Whiskey. That's why it's legendary.
I know these are all friends of mine you're talking about. The Ramones. We're only human beings. It's not like when we have a shit that it doesn't stink. It's not like perfume. We're just human beings, or we have a different kind of a job. You know what I mean?
It's like one of the last clubs
You know,
standing.
that's
So
what Hollywood thinks I hate. Them glossing and twisting the truth.
Here we go.
Fuck that shit, is my opinion. I mean, there's lovely people there and lovely friends like Lou Adler, Jimmy Iovine. I could go on and on, but there's also a lot of dodgy characters. Be careful, you know.
yes.
Yeah, take it from
Well,
me.
that's what we love about
The
you, Andy. You
dodgiest
give it to
character
us
who ever
real.
existed.
You don't hold back.
I'm the fucking
No,
king
just
of
like-
being careful, motherfucker.
Be careful who you get in the car with. Make sure they are sober. Have at most 7 drinks. If they
Make
drink
sure-
more than 7, do not get in car.
Watch a video of them driving a fucking Zamboni before you get in the car with them.
I like No Baloney Anzalone says dancing with Brownstone and Keystone.
All the stones he's got.
It's like
Why
the
would I?
album.
He's got the infinity glove of stones, of drug stones.
You get that on his Etsy.
I wish I could snap
I don't-
finger and kill it, the Vince Neil.
That might be all it takes. Vince is pretty fragile.
That's true. Just literally snap. You don't need a glove. Just snap near him.
Snap a finger near his ear and his equilibrium gets so off that he faints.
I wait until he finish his abroller electrical stimulation, and then I snap my finger. He crumbled to fucking dust.
I don't hold back. Why the fuck should I?
Yeah.
I'm dead honest. I'm real. What you get is your inner city sleaze.
Yeah, inner city sleaze, baby.
And we love you
And
for that.
I reflect reality.
Oh my god! In the
Can I-
funhouse
Of
mirror,
course,
maybe.
music is a
Can someone do like an interview in the 8 minutes where he's sober? I just want to. I know it's hard to find
Get
that
him
window.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah, I want to see what this guy sounds like when he's not hammered. I'm just
What
curious.
if he just has like anxiety or stage fright and has to get hammered to do these interviews? These interviews are causing him to have to, sauce up.
Is it possible that he isn't drunk at all and he just has Bell's palsy?
Oh, then I'd feel really bad.
Yeah, right. Imagine-
I think there's zero chance of that. Oh, he might have it too.
I mean, there's not zero chance of it.
Facial
No.
paralysis, which leads to the drooling and the slurred speech.
Yeah.
is a
That's-
kind of a form of escapism. But it doesn't mean you have to tell fairy tales. You can write about what you see about,
You
and
know,
do it very beautiful.
Rob, could you book him for an interview?
you
And the
manage
only
to
question
learn
is,
this
sir, do you have
craft.
Bell's palsy? You could
And
be
then-
like
okay,
the
thanks.
Googler.
great. Okay, thank you.
I think we need to use your hookup, Rob, and get the Impractical Jokers to find him at like 8:07 a.m. and do something with him.
He's had the worst Impractical Joke played on him. So
no.
I think he's disqualified.
Well, he's impractical and a joke. So there you go.
Ah,
Just
The
go
only
up to
thing
him.
worse that you could do to him is send him to Staten Island.
That's true.
It's the
Hey.
last indignity.
Sal, here's what you do. Go up to him, and even though it's August, you say Merry Christmas. See what he does.
Buy one of his hats and then demand a refund.
What you mean a fucking refund, motherfucker? He's starting an Etsy
Son of
store
mine.
where they don't accept PayPal or any kind of credit, only Coke. You have to send literally Coke in exchange for all the products.
You could get ashtray from Razzle's Skull Fragments.
Oh.
Ironically, his skull fragments were in the ashtray. Remember when cars had ashtrays? This was a while ago.
Oh my God. Oh, we're the worst people. I love it so much.
Sure. Well, look
This is us getting revenge on the glam rockers who bullied us in elementary school. Take that, Andy McCoy.
They called me baloney tits.
Friends have never learned because they only think about the buck. But to me, Buck is no god.
Buck Showalter?
Yeah, he doesn't like him. He thinks he's overrated.
Art comes from God.
Absolutely.
He was
No,
going
we-
for
Oh, no.
he was going for
We
some
can't get
dramatic
enough of your
statement there.
artwork.
He
Looking
goes
at a
into
painting behind you.
coughing fit.
Where do you start when you have a blank canvas?
Well,
Where do you
yeah,
start, and when do you know it's done?
they never become
I
what
think we
they
know it's
meant
done.
to be unless I make a portrait. And I'm gonna give me that one. I made out of my girlfriend after a shower with oil.
Oh boy.
You see?
Oh, wow.
You're
Look.
saying he
look.
painted that? I don't believe
Yeah.
that for a second.
Why would
I
he
don't believe
lie?
it. I don't believe that for 1 second. Because he can't even hold a fucking beer can. He's gonna hold a brush with that precision.
Yeah,
to
I
do
don't
that?
know.
He
What is
bought
he-
that on Etsy. Like he was looking at the next store over from him.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And it's reality. It's not a fluke.
Yeah.
I'm not a farm boy like Nikki Sixx. I'm from the inner city.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't stand bullshit like his books full of lies.
Here we go.
I saved the guy's life, and he makes some stories. I mean, I used to play baseball. You think
I used to.
Oh my God.
Brutal.
Who's gonna
I
save
love-
his life?
I love that this cursing out of Nikki Sixx was in no way instigated. Like
No.
they were nowhere near Nikki Sixx. They were talking about a painting that he drew. And then he went to I'm from the inner city, not like that pussy Nikki Sixx or whatever.
By the way, I saw online just now that painting. Since this video, Vince Neil bought it on Etsy from his store. He put it in a car and drove into a wall. Terrible the luck this guy has.
like his books full of lies. I saved the guy's life, and he makes some stories. I mean, I used to play baseball.
Oh my God.
You think
Play
someone
baseball?
would survive if I would mangle him with a baseball bat? Hell no. Hell no, man.
Where did he play
Oh.
baseball?
Especially if it's not after
in the inner city.
Yeah.
He plays in the-
They
He's in
did
the
a movie about it. Remember, Keanu Reeves was the coach. It was a scrappy ragtag bunch of inner city children from Finland.
What was that movie? I can't
I don't
can't remember the name of that now. What is this? Is he like AA in the Cardinal system? Like what is he talking about?
The movie was Hardball.
Oh
yes.
never saw it.
It was
Great movie.
A movie.
Well, not great. Good movie.
It came out in 2001. It
Going
was
with
not the worst thing to happen in 2001. We'll say that.
What was the worst thing?
I don't know.
I just
Debatable.
realized that there's a 30 Rock episode that's basically based on Hardball. That episode where Tracy Jordan manages a softball team and they somehow turns into a 9/11 joke. Anyway,
Well, all right.
I'm not that well versed on the
I
30 Rock
fucking grind
catalog.
with lies.
I do like the show. I haven't seen everyone.
I recommend it.
Are these
Hell
Andy
no.
McCoy interviews
Hell
sadder than the
no,
Jake
man.
the Snake before he got
Oh.
off drugs shoot interviews?
Yeah, it's the same level, same
Yeah.
lane for sure.
This guy Andy McCoy needs to be hooked up with DDP yoga. When they're touring through the states, Rob set up that meeting. Can you do that?
I'm on it.
Who
I'm
would-
on it.
Who would be the analogous DDP of music? of metal?
That's a hard question.
Jamie
Who?
Jasta.
I like that. Yeah, he's like, because he stopped really making metal, and now he's like a peripheral person in the that deals with other musicians.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
but he seems healthy.
Has he saved anybody's life?
Rob, do you know of any?
I'm not sure. I was thinking my mind went to John Joseph, of former vocalist of Cro-Mags. He
I
has
can see that.
book, Positive Mental Attitude, PMA.
Ah. How about the person who put those electrodes on Vince Neil's tummy?
How about whoever pulled Tim Lambesis out of that fire?
No, that's a villain in history. We're looking for good people here. Dusty Rhodes Muffler said D. Snyder. He does have the personality and voice of DDP for sure.
And these two probably know each other. Andy McCoy and D. Snyder probably go way back.
And DDP and Andy Snyder. They probably grew up in the same fucking shitty Long Island village.
Yeah, seriously.
The same strip mall every day for the first 35 years of their life.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the last of this.
Oh my God.
Nikki Sixx shit talking.
Man. Especially if it's not after an overdose.
Excuse me?
fucking grind revived.
Oh,
What?
let me go back a few seconds.
He said he doesn't like war widows.
No.
No.
Play baseball. You think someone would survive if I would mangle him with a baseball bat? Hell no. Hell no, man. Especially if it's not after an overdose.
An overdose.
Fucking grind revived.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Heart beating again.
I liked it better when he was cutting a promo on war widows.
Fuck the war widows. Your husband killed the innocent people. You don't deserve my sympathy. You are the problem.
You think we should give money to the fucking taxes to you, you fucking war widow? Get the fuck out of here.
You are not the victim of war. The 7-year-old baby the victim of war.
Has been de nada. De nada.
Trilingual,
That
this
makes
guy.
him a second-class citizen in my eyes. Because he only thinks about the buck.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We know his
Excuse
ringtone.
me.
Oh my God.
It's I don't want to. I'll just give me a second.
Hey, it's Vince Neil. Want to ride?
Oh my
sucker.
Yeah, California.
Wait, let me
He's
hear
just
what he
taking
said.
a call?
Great. I love it.
Excuse me.
He's got the total default ringtone.
It's I don't want to. I'll just give me a second. Yeah, I want to put me in an interview to California. I ringer into Boston. Okay?
Oh, that's sweet. It's okay.
Okay, excuse me, mate.
No, that's great just to hear your daughter's voice. I know she means so much to you, and she obviously looks up to you and loves you a lot.
Wait, that's my daughter? I've been fucking her for 3 months. Son of a bitch, motherfucker, piece of shit.
Oh, Howard, stop. Stop it, Howard. That's his daughter.
I thought she was a fucking war widow.
Well, in some ways.
Oh, no. Fred. I told you to stop playing that sound effect.
Robin, ooh.
Yeah.
I was trying to scam her for her war widow government money. And I find out it's my daughter.
I'll call you back. That was Swedish.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
I just thought it was more gibberish in English. I
Our
couldn't tell that.
special guest has been Andy McCoy. You love him as the guitarist, songwriter, co-founder of Hanoi Rocks, and his huge catalog: Cherry Bomb, Suicide Twins,
Call me Andy
Gallery.
McCoy.
and go get that Jukebox Junkie album.
Oh,
Yeah.
Catalog.
Coming
Your
out.
favorite new album.
Hey, tomorrow midnight. Hey, and
Tomorrow at midnight, man. Let's celebrate.
That's joy.
If I was at an interview, I would have
Thank you
been like,
so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you here in your second homeland of California.
My pleasure. Yeah, it'll be a busy time. Too many friends, too much family, but it'll be nice to be back.
if I was that interviewer, I would have been like, well, you do have a great catalog, but Motley Crue, they kind of have a bigger catalog. Than you. Like, they got a few more songs.
And they've toured so much more than you, it seems. What happened?
Yeah. They have a singer, right?
Do you have any thoughts? Oh my God.
Bless his heart.
I'm really worried about him, Rob. He's not
Why?
gonna make it. He's not gonna survive this tour.
You think
And he's
so?
gonna be the Livecast curse.
He seems obsessed with I can't put this in the live cast. I mean, this guy's gonna drop any second now.
But if we had never played him on the show and he died, none of us would have even noticed because we wouldn't have known who the fuck he was. But now that we know who he is, I feel like it's partially because of us. Now that he's in our universe, I'm gonna feel guilty.
I don't think he would have changed his ways whether we found him or not. Like we're not. It's not like we're enabling him.
But now I don't know.
Sid, feel guilty for what you did to Baloney Tits and knocking and pushing him out of the locker room. Don't feel guilty for this. You had nothing to do with this.
Everything's getting conflated. Before long, I'm going to be the one who drove Razzle into the fucking side of that liquor store.
I thought you were going to say before long, I'm going to be Baloney Tits.
Well, Sid, before long, you're going to be the one that got me arrested.
Oh my God.
But yeah, we do want to thank Andy McCoy because if nothing else, he's giving us so much wonderful content. That's
true.
That's how I look at it. Let's see what else is going on.
The Dave Mustaine
world. Oh yes. So David Ellefson, a man who will not turn down an interview, said in a recent interview that actually Megadeth. Let me pull up the exact quote because it's actually pretty fascinating. He said, when Megadeth were writing their first album, Killing Is My Business, it was actually a lot slower until Mustaine got a fan letter where the letter said the fan hoped that Megadeth would be faster than Metallica. So the full quote is from Ellefson. He goes, when we formed the group and first batch of songs were being composed in mid to late 83, the girl that I was sending FaceTime videos to wasn't even born. Oh, wait, no, that's... Sorry.
Her parents weren't even born. What the fuck are you talking about?
We're being composed
Andy McCoy's daughter, Sophia.
No! Or Laverne, or Melissa, or whatever the fuck her name is. Fuck her! Fuck the fucking Vorvidos, and fuck the Vince Neil and the Nikki Sixx.
And Laverne McCoy.
Laverne McCoy, she's a piece of shit, but Natasha McCoy, God bless her mother, God bless her father. Oh, that's me.
That's you.
All right. I fucking forgot. I just realized the Iron Sheik voice is way too coherent for Andy McCoy. He's the same guy, but he's like played on slower speed on the phonograph, so to speak.
It's Iron Sheik on acid.
He's on Mr. Brownstone.
No.
So Ellefson says when he formed the first group, the first batch of songs being composed were much slower, almost at a Black Sabbath tempo. Specifically, The Skull Beneath the Skin was almost half the tempo before it was finally recorded, which gives this monstrous groove and weight. However, let me just drink a little sip of water here.
Don't drool it on yourself.
I won't. However, one day a fan letter showed up to our mailbox addressed to Dave, which pleaded, "I hope your new band is faster than Metallica." And boom, that was it. Game over. That night at rehearsal, all the tempos were increased dramatically, 20 to 40 beats per minute minimum.
What a
And
sensitive bitch.
Right?
Love it.
Has Mustaine commented on this yet? Has he verified this story? I feel like he would deny this to the death.
Yeah, he has
Like,
not commented on it.
I shred. I would. Could you even imagine me playing slow? This is nonsense. What, a fan letter? No way.
Hold on, I'm writing a fan letter right now. Right, dear Dave, can you make the next album so slow that it just doesn't produce any detectable sound at all? Try something different.
And hitch a ride to the venue with Vince Neil.
That's
while you're at it.
Dear Dave, get in a car with Vince Neil, please. Or his Zamboni. Get on the Zamboni.
Dear Dave, more time with cameos, less time in the studios.
Someone should have wrote a fan letter to Dave Ellefson to keep his penis inside of his pants on video.
No more fan letters to Ellefson. That's how that all started.
Yeah, he's banned from that.
But right, there's no way Mustaine would verify this story.
He's gonna say it's bullshit whether it's true or not.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, agreed. Although I mean, if it's true, why would he be ashamed of this? Because ultimately, it is faster than Metallica, and in his mind, it's better.
Well, that's why, because it's saying that the fan knew better than him how to make a good album.
And that he's so open to suggestion that he would let someone else dictate that.
But the fan never actually heard the songs. He didn't know they were slower.
Right, but he was writing a song. He was writing songs that were slower, which wouldn't have been faster, which wouldn't appeal to his beloved fans. That's why it's like he needed
just that one guy who had their address.
Right, but you know how Dave's brain works. He's
like,
I created everything. I did this on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true. I honestly, like, I don't know if that story about the fan letter is true, but I mean, if there's one thing you can say about Dave, good or bad, he basically is all of Megadeth. Like, the other guys are sort of, bit players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think he would agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying is like that's the one true thing he says over and over is that he is Megadeth. He's the creative genius behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the guy who sent the fan letter could like sue. Like a member of the band is now saying that letter had that kind of outsized impact on what the band became.
Yeah.
So then don't I get part of the profits at least of that first album if I'm the one who inspired it to be fast? Like give me some cash, Dave.
Problem is no one likes that album. It's easily the worst Megadeth album until he started cranking out these old era. The ones from when he was old and shitty.
Yeah.
It's really bad. I never liked that album at all. I feel like they didn't find their voice at all. It just sounded like an out of control, revved up Metallica, like without as much production value.
Got to start somewhere. He was in a dark place at the time.
Yeah, don't let Dave hear this criticism, or this next Megadeth album is going to be even faster.
Oh no, I don't think he's capable of going extra fast at this point.
That's a good point.
He would disagree with you. He would argue he's writing his fastest material ever.
Although now I think about it, like that new song they put out is pretty fast. It's just not. It's not good, but it's not slow. It's just fast and shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean it ends sooner? Because that would be good.
Does it? I don't know. I think it's just as long and shitty. It's just the tempo is fast. Unfortunately, sorry to disappoint you. Sid.
You could play it on like 1.5 speed.
Just
to get it over with quicker.
Wish I thought of that in 1983. Would have been even faster. Fuck.
This made me think we haven't checked in with Dave Mustaine's cameo in a while.
Do we think he's still doing them, or has he paused? I guess let's find out.
No, it looks like he's still very much doing them. It looks like he's even made a new welcome message. Let me see. Wanted to just log in because you get a little more feature-wise.
Logging into your creator account.
Into my.
Does he have a
Is there no
backdrop of
audio?
Times Square?
It's muted.
Where's the audio? Where do you see the audio?
It was like in the middle of the screen.
I like it better this way.
Oh, there we go.
Something like that. Hello, me. Meet the real me. Hey, I'm Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, and this is Cameo. I'd like to invite you to send a greeting from me to your friends.
We've seen this one? I don't remember this backdrop.
Wedding,
pretty sure.
Hey, Casey,
stock
it's Dave
Times
Mustaine
Square
from
background.
Megadeth, and I'm reaching out to say happy birthday to you, buddy. You're turning 38, and Tom asked me to reach out and say happy birthday to you. He said that he's your best friend, and you guys are both huge fans of Megadeth, and that you guys have seen us 5 times in Seattle, and Holy Wars is your favorite song. That's really cool. I'm excited that we're one of your favorite bands, and we actually have a favorite song of yours. And I hope that you'll be able to come and see us in a couple days when we go up there with Five Finger Death Punch. I know we're starting the tour in Portland. Hey, Jordan, it's Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. How you doing, buddy? Just checking in. I hear you got a
Just
birthday
checking
coming
in.
up September 12th. That's really fantastic. My birthday.
As I am wont to do.
Wait, when's his birthday?
Coming up September 12th. That's really fantastic. My birthday's September 13th. So.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize Dave, much like myself, is a Virgo.
That explains a lot of the same character traits.
Close in birthdays there. You're turning 40. Yeah, well, I think that's where the similarities end because I'm considerably older than you are. Anyways, I hear you're a huge fan and a drummer, and you've also taken lessons from one of my favorite drummers, Tommy Aldridge, and that you are a drummer in a band in Dallas, Texas, and your band is doing good. Supposedly, Haley has reached out and told me about this.
I like that he's like sort of furrowing his brow and
wish.
slowing down because, like, wait, am I supposed to say nice things about someone else's band? What is this? I don't do that.
It's a new experience for me.
Only my band. Even Five Finger Death Punch, who I'm on tour with, I only mentioned them. I didn't say anything nice about them.
Notice he doesn't say the band's name because he doesn't want them to like share it on Facebook or whatever as an endorsement.
That's an extra fee.
Yeah.
Can't sneak that by him.
So I'm going to sing you a song my godfather, Alice Cooper, taught me.
What?
It's a birthday song. It's really short. It goes, "This is your birthday song. It isn't very long." Okay? Happy birthday, buddy. Take it easy, Jordan.
Wow. He's still got the
Jordan.
Man, I love
same Mustaine vocal chops.
I was going to say, I love how he just like torpedoes his own joke. Like he offers no delivery for the joke. Like, this is your birthday song. It's the shortest song. Okay, that's it. Get it? That was the joke. All right.
Yeah.
So
he just wants to get this over with.
He's got 450 of these to get through. Rob.
You're right. Let's listen to one or two more.
Megadeth, and I'm just reaching out to say happy birthday to you. I guess your birthday was on June 8th or something. Yeah, so it's pretty late.
Jesus,
no,
man,
June
come on.
13th. Yes,
Look
right.
at the paper, dickhead.
So awesome, and I guess it says you're going to Belmont College. I don't know. It's kind of hard to make out exactly what's going on, but I hear you taught yourself how to play electric guitar, and you're at the top of your class, and you're also in varsity rowing, which I know is a tough sport. So anyways, I hope you're doing well. It seems like we might be neighbors if you're actually going to Belmont, but I think that's probably it for me. I'm not really sure what the message was. I can tell you what it says. It says HBD roast. He calls you Mufasa. College pick Belmont. You'd get him in, but he saw Metallica live, so no. So I don't understand what that means.
But I'll still take your money.
Say happy birthday to you, and I wish you the very best. If you're going to Belmont, I hope you get great grades and that you learn how to write and understand music, and you become a successful artist. Other than that, that's it for me. You take care, buddy. Cheers.
You know what they say is the toughest part of varsity rowing?
Dave Mustaine from
What?
Not getting arrested for date rape.
That is hard.
You know, this is just the ultimate passive income. It's just amazing. Like what we just watched, what was that, like 90 seconds? They just made $1,200 from that, from this low effort, fucking nothing shit that he just said.
Happy birthday, whoever you are, whenever your birthday is. I think you're going to college. I don't really understand what this says. All right, bye.
I'm so jealous. Like, I just wish I could
give him the birthday song.
Just wish I could charge $400 for that in my life. I would do those all day and night, and I do a better job than Dave Mustaine does.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like Susie Essman in this one. What's happening?
Fuck you, Larry!
Hey, Victory, it's Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. But you know that. How are you?
Oh, wow.
I wanted to say, first off, I got a message from Eddie DeWitt to say hello to you. And he says you sing in a band called Surma and that you're very, very good and that you also are very critical of yourself. I want to tell you that when you're critical of yourself, sometimes it can help. Sometimes it can hurt. So be careful you're not.
Yeah, he's the king of never being critical of yourself.
It takes a lot of courage to go and sing in front of somebody. And if you've got your own original voice, just take it slow and believe in yourself, and you'll be able to develop your own style. It'll be unique and all your own. I look forward to hearing you sing sometime, hopefully.
Yeah, sure.
And I see you're also in another project called Sheltered Sun with Eddie. So I'm happy for you. I hope one of these bands pay off and that you get a chance to start playing out live and get over whatever you're critical of and start enjoying how good you sing instead of how good you don't sing. You know what I mean? So
you don't even know what you mean, sir.
I don't know what you or Andy McCoy mean.
And like I said, I hope to hear you sing someday.
And Dave is sober.
Hey,
yeah, this is proof that even sober Andy McCoy
Kyle,
would probably be in
Dave.
Oh, this is a nice backdrop.
Mountain man.
Beard look, yeah.
Hey, Kyle, it's Dave. Wow, so cool to meet you. I know your dad. He's such an amazing talent. And I've actually played several concerts that your dad was the drummer for Ozzy on, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Anyways, thank you for reaching out and saying hello. That is so cool. And yeah, everything is good with me. Please say hi to your dad. I hope that you play music too. I'd be really interested to see what gift you got if you're a guitar player or a drummer.
Or how much you suck.
Yeah, wow, what a treat. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I look forward to meeting you someday.
Maybe you could be the next underpaid session player on my new album.
Group that we're playing with, and he knows ahead of time and can invite you out. I would love to say hello to you in person. Anyways, well, that's it. I'm out walking the dog in the rain. As you can see, the clouds here are just black and it's been a rainy day here. So anyways, I hope you're well and take care, bud. Hey, Kyle, it's Dave. Wow, so cool to meet you.
Wow. One last one.
Hey, David, it's Dave Mustaine from Megadeth.
Looks like he has some cherry ices on his lip.
Oh, no.
Cherry icy on his lip.
And I wanted to reach out to you and wish you a happy birthday. And I wanted to ask you, please don't give up fighting. You know, being a cancer survivor myself, you and I are very close, and we have something very
Sid,
deep
you're
in
a cancer
common.
survivor.
Yeah, I
You
guess
feel
I'm
close.
That the Lord will watch over you, and the Holy Spirit will do a healing inside of you.
Oh.
And that you'll be able to spend many, many more birthdays here with me and with your whole family. I'm glad that I'm your favorite band, and
that I'm your favorite band. Did you fucking hear that?
I'll be looking forward
that
to
I am your favorite band. That is everything. Oh my god! Wow.
This was all worth it.
Birthdays here with me and with your whole family. I'm glad that I'm your favorite band, and I'm glad you're excited for the new album. I'll be looking forward to hearing back from you when it comes out, if you like it or not. And hopefully, if you can get your butt out of bed, you can come and see one of our concerts, and we'll have you backstage. And
disconnect from the chemo, you lazy piece of shit. Get out of the house.
Have your family contact me as soon as you're able to get out and see a concert, and we'll work on getting you some tickets and a safe place to sit. All right? Cool, David. Love you, buddy. Take care.
Getting you some tickets. Okay. You get like 15% off, maybe.
And to the other guy before, who I invited to be a session player in my band, I got to check your phone videos first.
That's
if I see any penis, you're done.
Oh my God. Oh, Dave.
All right. Well, I think that covers it.
2 segments today. That'd be a record.
Well, I don't know. We also talked about day camp.
Oh, day camp, right.
Yeah, let's talk about our Spotify playlist. Every week, we each pick a song and throw it on what we call the RIP Livecast Music Break. You can access it via Spotify. It is a nice little playlist of jammies. And this week, I picked a track from Nitzer Ebb. My industrial mood continues, and I'm really digging Nitzer Ebb. They're pretty great. All
is
because
it
you guys.
Nitzer or Nitzer?
I don't know. Nitzer Ebb. All right. I picked Payroll, a lovely track. That was my pick. Darren, what did you pick?
I played The Sentinel by Judas Priest, of course. Come on. I don't need to say anything about Judas Priest, right? It's Judas Priest.
Yeah.
They rule.
It. You got it.
Sid?
If you follow us on social media, you'll know that I was in Cape Cod the last few days. And the time that wasn't spent eating all the seafood possible was spent thinking of, like, who are my favorite Boston bands, my favorite Massachusetts bands. And the one that immediately came to mind was Piebald. And they just so happen to have a song called Fear and Loathing in Cape Cod. So I put that on there because it was very appropriate. It's a good song. And it had the name of the city that I was in. So there you go.
How'd you enjoy yourself at Cape Cod?
It was very nice. There was a lot of eating, a lot of not doing much else. I think the only other activities besides food were a quick game of mini golf, which I won handily over my wife. And a little moonlight boat tour that involved us seeing where the Kennedys keep all of their sailboats. Because I guess that's a thing that you need to see. And the tour guide also pointed out the house that is owned by the family that owns Ken's salad dressings, which I didn't think that was famous enough to warrant being pointed out on a tour.
Dude, you saw the Ken salad dressing home?
Apparently they also own Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
That's good. That's good. You got to get their quality control going because Ken's is the fucking. It tastes like fucking shit. I hate Ken's.
I hate Ken's as well, but I think Sweet Baby Ray's is pretty basic.
I've never had Sweet Baby Ray's.
It's very runny. I guess it's more of a I feel like it's more of a what's that called when you soak meat in it? Marinade. Thank you.
Soak meat in it.
Totally just the brain hole was expanding.
You're soaking your meat in a brain hole.
My brain was just the 56K modem sound.
Just thinking about soaking some meat. That's all.
Darren, you know me so well.
That gives me an idea. So RIP this week in honor of Ken's salad dressing is a really inadequate product.
Yes, agreed. Terrible. How dare they have enough sales for this man to buy a mansion in Cape Cod?
Seriously. I did not ever consider that being a possibility, that the Ken's family lives next door to, like, the Kennedys. Is it just if you have K-E-N in your name somewhere, you get to live on Martha's Vineyard among the glitterati?
Poor Brian Ben. He missed by one letter.
No, he's in I don't know, what's a shitty part of Massachusetts? I don't know Massachusetts.
Quincy.
Well, there you go. He's in Quincy. He has a dinghy in Quincy.
I don't know why the Kens don't live in Kennebunkport. That seemed like it would be better.
But also, like, wait, so it's Ken salad dressing and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Are any of those real people, or are these all made up names?
Probably not.
Great question.
Is this an Aunt Jemima situation? Is this
You're
just
telling
a
me
fictional character?
there's no Sweet Baby Ray?
Wasn't Aunt Jemima a real person though?
Was it?
I thought so.
No, I
Maybe
don't
I'm
think
wrong.
so. I don't believe Aunt Jemima was a real
What about Uncle Ben?
Don't believe that was a real person. Which
Betty
I
Crocker?
was stunned when I learned that.
Is
Mr.
Betty
Salt,
Crocker real?
Mr. Salty.
Wait, Mr. Salty or Mr. Softy?
I meant Mr. Salty, the pretzel man, pretzel stick man. But Mr. Softy's a good. But there's no actual mascot of Mr. Softy. It's just like, oh, actually, it's the ice cream head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Real person, Rob.
Rob, you ever get ice cream head?
No. Not a fan. Not a fan of mixing the food and the sex.
Yeah, the cold sensation that wouldn't. I don't
Get
know.
a yeast infection.
It doesn't seem appealing. Like I don't want coldness down there while that's happening.
No.
Yeah. Even like a whipped cream thing, it just gets too sticky. The wrong kind of sticky, I should say.
Yeah, these are things I'd like to enjoy separately.
Yes. Concur. So that's that. We got the RIP out, and then I want to mention our Patreon. $5 a month gets you a little bonus. Patreon.com/RIP Livecast.
A Ben bonus. First livecast mention of Brian Ben, I believe.
I have to imagine we're scatterbrained enough. I feel like that's come up at some point.
If you're
We're
listening,
talking about Dream On.
T-Tam 91, if you remember a Brian Ben reference.
Yeah.
Please let us know.
And patreon.com/RIP Livecast. We did a great roundtable discussion about the new excellent Guar documentary. This is Guar. Highly recommend it. And we did a watch along of Good Morning recently. We did a roundtable discussion of the new Beavis and Butthead movie. Sid, have you watched any of the new episodes?
Yeah, 2 episodes came out on Thursday. I watched them both actually this morning. They're pretty good. Have you watched them?
I haven't watched them yet.
Instead, they do some music videos, but it's also like TikTok videos that they make fun of. But it feels like old school Beavis and Butthead. I didn't mind it at all. It was quite good. You see a lot of the old favorites like Mr. Anderson and all those people.
How do they explain like those other characters not being 100 years old now?
They don't really. I mean, they look a little bit older, but
they're in modern day. They're in 2022.
They're watching TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean,
like the first episode, they try to do an escape room is the premise of the episode. There's actually one where it's a Beavis only story, which is interesting. One of the episodes has 2 different plots, and one of them is Beavis only.
When they do music videos, as you said, is it like old when they had music? Is it like current music videos?
It's current music videos from like shitty artists that I've never heard of. Like some. There's one that they do. Okay, they do BTS. They do a BTS video, but then there's like a really horrible country video that from an artist I've never heard of, and some like Latin pop video from an artist I'd never heard of. I think it's probably just safer to shit on musicians that aren't famous enough that you'd get a backlash. So I'm sure that's because like BTS, they don't really shit on.
They could like the thing. That's happened before.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Then they do like, I guess kids now post reaction videos to finding out what college they got into. So they watch one of those and make fun of it. It was good. I liked it. It was really funny.
Okay. College sucks.
That's pretty much. Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. There's one. So I'm trying to think if it was the country video that they're making fun of, but there's one. Oh, no. So there's a TikTok of a Southern dude showing how to do prison tattoos. And so they're making fun of the Southern dude showing how to do prison tattoos, but it's Beavis and Butthead doing fake Southern accents, which I was on the floor. I don't know why, but the fake Beavis and Butthead voices, then adding a fake Southern accent to those voices was the funniest thing I've ever heard of in my life. It was so fucking good. So just watch it just for that. Because I don't know why, but the combination of the two is great. And I guess it'll be 1 a week going forward. It was 2 this week, and then I assume 1 or 2 a week for the rest of the run. But yeah, it was good.
I like that. I'm not a fan of binging Like I like when I have to wait a week for it. I'm old.
I think I prefer it that way too, just because it sticks in your memory longer that way. If I binge a show, even if it's great, if I knock it all out in one weekend, a month later, I forgot that I even watched it.
I think I absorb what they're trying to go for and like the threads of the plots and all that. And I do. The problem is when it is all available, I do binge it. Like I can't stop myself. Like I have to watch the next thing. So I like that they force me not to do that.
I completely agree.
All right, so you could see that's a good example of what our Beavis and Butthead roundtable discussion is like. And another one that we did recently that's one of my favorites. We did 2 wrestling watch-alongs. One of them was of WCW Uncensored, like the worst cage match you've ever seen with Hulk Hogan. And then we did like a really bad Elimination Chamber, like the last ECW pay-per-view is one watch-along. So we watched 2 bad wrestling matches, and then on a separate watch-along, we watched one of the best wrestling matches, which is Terry Funk versus Onita in a exploding barbed wire match. And we learned a lot those episodes. So you can get all of that at patreon.com/RIPAlivecast, $5 a month. And if you want to send us some feedback, we always love to hear from you. RIPAlivecast@gmail.com. If you want to send instant feedback, hit up our freaking Discord. There's an invite in any episode page, or if you go to our social media, click on that link tree, you can get an invite there. Hang out with us on our Discord. We're always there. We're always chilling. Everything's popping. Lots of fun memes.
Say more buzzwords. Get a good rap session going.
Yeah. We could be chilling, popping, locking, beatboxing.
Is it on fleek? Rob, is our Discord on fleek?
I wouldn't go that far. But it's very bling blingy.
That ain't no jive that he's talking.
Oh, I ain't taking it really far back.
Yeah, there we go. And also, if you want to,
it's no whiskey a sweat go.
But. Oh no!
And if you want to show us a little extra support, you can become a top Livecast fan, which gives you a little shout out at the end of the show, which is all right now. How do we do it?
You're doing this as an elementary school bully.
Hey, look at Eric over here.
It's a deep voice for an elementary school kid. Jesus.
Hey, look at Eric over here. Oh, you and Benjamin must think you're so good. Well, you're not good. You're crap. You're dirty. You're almost as dirty as El Judarino. Why didn't you take a shower, Dan R? Oh, Sam, I am an idiot. Oh, what's the matter, Mindy Mayor? Lost your kipper? Oh, got your kipper, Mindy Mayor. Mindy Mayor kipper. And,
I like how his voice gets higher every one. By the end of this, he's going to be talking at a frequency only dogs will be able to hear.
Then we have Jander. Jander, you better watch out. I'm gonna wedge you like I wedged Massachusetts.
I'm gonna hit you with a tennis racket right in the face.
Oh no!
Watch your penalty, Caffrey. You get the tennis racket. Yeah. Oh, Robert Vampiro. Why don't you go trick or treating, Robert Vampiro? Oh, Mr. Vampiro. Go trick or treating. Oh, look who it is, everyone. Oh, Hugo likes tacos. Oh, you must be so cool. You like tacos? Oh, wow. How multicultural. Lando dance.
How multicultural.
This is like the kid who gets bullied at home in the mirror, saying what he's going to say to all the bullies at school tomorrow. And never says it.
This isn't me saying this. This is my character saying it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Lando Dags. Oh, why don't you and LaCroix go shove it? Corey and Scotty H, you two and me after school. You're going down, bub. And Doug,
46-year-old construction work.
You can ask Doug Pigman all about what happens when you mess with Douglas Who Are You Levison. And you know what? Hey, guys. It's Josh. You're done. All right. That's the show. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next Saturday. We love you. We kiss you. And we're going to miss you.
Bye-bye.